Hello and welcome back. Today we will try to find out what complex fractions are, how you actually solve them, and basically, all the good stuff. Actually, not the good stuff because you have to actually solve the stuff. So before we actually do, a side note here: these don't involve complex numbers as of yet. Okay. So what type of complex fractions am I talking about? They're a type of fraction which has more than one fraction at the top or at the bottom. So it's actually easier if you actually see the thing. So this is an example of a complex fraction. And as you can see, this just doesn't look like a normal fraction. It has a fractions within fractions at the numerator and the denominator, at the top and at the bottom. So what you're most probably going to be asked is to simplify such a complex fraction into a normal fraction, as you can see on the right hand side. And the way you do this is by actually solving both of them individually. Okay, you have to solve the numerator first, and then you have to solve the denominator. And we are actually going to do this right now. We're going to first of all solve the numerator. Okay, now we have 1 added to 1 by 6. What do you have to do over here? You have to add them both. Now the way you add them is first of all by having the same denominator over here. Now it's 1 and 6, so you have to make the first fraction 1 by 1 equal to something which has the denominator 6 over here. So we file the LCM 1 and 6. So we can use 3. 1 just stays as it is, and we have 2. 3 times 2 is equal to 6, and then you can use 2, which gives us basically 1 stays as it is, and 2 times 1 is equal to 2. Now to find the LCM, what you have to do is multiply the numbers on the left hand side. We have 3 and 2 over here, so that gives us a 6. Okay, so we need to make 1 over 1, basically 1. How do you make 1 a 6? You multiply it with 6. So because we're not trying to change the actual value of the fraction, we're going to multiply the numerator with a 6 as well. Now what do you get? 6 divided by 6. Okay, so now you can normally add the fraction. You just add the numerators, right? 6 added to 1. 6 added to 1 is 7, and the denominator 6 remains as it is. So we have solved the numerator. Okay, this is actually long, so you have to bear with me on this one. So let's try to solve the denominator then. Now again, what I just did is you have the number 2 over here, and you can write 2 as 2 divided by 1 because it doesn't matter. 2 divided by 1, this gives us the answer 2. Okay, so let's try to make this into a actual fraction that we can solve. We can subtract. How do you do this? Exactly how we did the previous numerator. Okay, we need to make first of all we need to find the LCD. Okay, now one quick way of doing this is, okay, instead of going through all the LCM stuff and all that, when you have 1 over here, right, like we have 2 by 1, right? When we have 1 at the denominator side, just take the other denominator, like we had the 4 over here, and just make the 1 into a 4. Okay, that is one of the most easiest way to do this. Just you have to do some little calculation, but you spare so much time from that LCM stuff. So we make this into a 4. Okay, 1 times 4, and because we're not trying to change the actual value of 2 by 1, which is actually 2, so we multiply the numerator as well. So 2 times 4 is equal to 8, and 4 times 1 is equal to 4. We do the normal subtraction. Denominator stays as it is, and 8 is subtracted with 3. 8 minus 3, which gives us 5. Now the denominator has been solved. Now, but what do we have over here? If you look closely, and I'll actually rearrange this, this is the question that you have. I'll go back a little. See, 7 by 6 divided by 5 by 4. What does that mean? This is what this means. And if you saw the previous video and the lecture, and I think you should see this because we're trying to divide over here. So let's actually do the division. By not doing the division, by actually converting this into multiplication and flipping the fraction. We did this, okay? Multiply it with 4 by 5, and now you have 7 by 6 multiplied with 4 by 5, okay? Now 7 times 4 is going to be equal to 28, and 6 times 5 is going to be equal to 30. And you have 28 by 30, and the optional thing, which I think you should do, is simplify the thing. 28 by 30, okay? So you can divide it by 2. We have to wait. Just squashed a bug. So the thing that I was saying was that 28 by 30 needs to be simplified, okay? So you divide the 28, you take out something which is common on both sides, and as you can see, 2 is common on both sides. So what do? We take out the 2's, and you get 14 divided by 15 at the end, okay? So this is actually the simplest that it can get, and this is going to be our answer. And that is all there is to complex fractions, and the type of question that you're going to probably get is something going to be similar like this, and it just requires simple addition, simple subtraction, and simple multiplication, and division, which you convert into multiplication, okay? So that is all there is to it, and thank you for watching, and I hope you learned something.